Today we're removing the stereo from a 2001 Acura RL. With our pry bar, we're going to start around the panel around the gear shift, prying this panel up, releasing the clips. The clips release with pry pressure. We're going to lift this panel up so we can get access to the connectors that are part of this panel. The trigger pushes in at the center of the connector to release the lock, and then the connectors will wiggle loose. If the second connector here on this panel also has a trigger, and you're going to push that down with your thumb and release the lock so the connector will wiggle loose. The lamp that goes in for backlighting needs a 90-degree twist, and the base and lamp should all release, and you can remove this panel and set it to the side. Now set the parking brake and shift to a lower gear. This is going to give us a little room towards between the gear shift and the dash here. With your pry bar, again, lift up the back edge of the next trim panel around the gear shift. The rear clips will release with pry pressure. As the back of the panel releases, pull it towards the back of the car to release the clips at the front that go into the dash rather than down. You can remove the connectors on this panel, but in this case we've decided to pull this panel down and set it to the side of the center console so that we can move on. This is going to allow us access to the two bottom mounting screws for the front panel, one on the left and the second here on the right. We're going to move over to the passenger side of the center console and pry the front edge of this panel loose. This is going to pull back and give you two clips will release here, and then you want to grasp this panel and pull it towards the back of the car because there are two clips on the front of the panel that go in forward. You want to check your panel to make sure all the metal clips are still on the plastic tabs, and with your socket remove the one hidden screw from removing this panel. We're now going to move over to the driver's side of the center console and pry the front edge of this panel from the dash, releasing the two clips along the edge of this. And once the two clips are released, grab the panel and pull it towards the back of the car. This will release the two clips going into the front of the panel. In this case, we lost several of the clips. They've fallen down either behind the carpet, which you may never find, or hopefully they fell to the floor so you can place them back on the panel. Remove the one hidden screw here in this opening as well. Now we're going to grasp the bottom of the car stereo and sort of rock the bottom or pull the bottom from the dash just a little bit. This will release the plastic from sticking, and at the same time with our pry bar we're going to go along the top edge of the AC vents to release these clips. 4 clips will release across the top, and this will allow you to pull the entire panel from the dash. At the AC controls there will be several connectors here as well, and we're going to release all the connectors at the AC controls. This will allow you to pull the top of the panel down, grasp the base of the antenna, and the antenna will just remove from the back of the car stereo, and the trigger on the main connector to the car stereo along with any other connectors. This again will allow you to pull the panel forward so you can get the connectors at the bottom switches of this panel, and we're going to remove this entire assembly from the dash. On the left side of the car stereo there are 4 screws that secure the stereo into the mounting bracket, and we're going to remove these 4 screws. There are also 4 more screws up the side of the car that deal with holding this bracket in place, and we're going to remove all these screws and remove this bracket. On the opposite side of the car stereo we have 4 mounting screws that go into the side of the car stereo, along with 4 screws that go up the side of the mounting bracket that we're going to remove, and remove this bracket. This gives 2 screws along the side of the car stereo that we need to remove, and on the opposite side of the car stereo there is also 2 screws to remove. This will allow you to back the car stereo out of the front panel, and this is how you remove the stereo for a 2001 Acura RL. For aftermarket installation, purchase the aftermarket wire harness. There is a trim ring in a kit that can help make this look prettier, but in most cases, most double-din car stereos aftermarket bolt into the existing bolt pattern on the original brackets. Hope this video has been helpful. Please subscribe, and thank you for watching.